Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Joseph Petras. I'm from the town of Martin, and I would like to share our experience about our project Transparent Town. When disposing of public finances and properties, we often meet with the questions if they are used most effectively and in what extent the existing rules allow corruption to take place. Despite the fact that the most countries they have their own laws and legislative which should guard these finances and these properties, we all know that in every country there is always a way how to find a way how somebody can just take something for themselves. I would like to introduce our town quickly. Our town of Martin, it's the 8th biggest town in Slovakia. Slovakia is a member state of European Union, and geographically we are in the center of the Europe. With more than 50,000 inhabitants, as I already said, Martin is the 8th biggest town in Slovakia. The first written mentioned about our town is from 1284, and we are mentioned as Villa Sancti Martini. Martin played a crucial role in Slovak history. First political and cultural institution of Slovaks were founded here, and because of that, in 1994, the National Council of the Slovak Republic legitimized the town of Martin as at the center of the national culture of the Slovaks. Now some numbers. This slide is about Eurobarometer conducted by European Union in 2011. This Eurobarometer was trying to find attitudes of Europeans towards corruption. They ask citizens in all 27 member countries to express their opinion to the statement the corruption is a major problem in my country. As you can see, 3/4 of Europeans they do agree with these sayings. They do think that corruption is a problem, and only 1/5, it's 22%, disagree with this saying. For example, the war score goes with the Greece. It was 99%. Right behind it's Cyprus with 96%. Romania, Hungary. On the other side, Denmark. Only 90% of Denmarks think that they have a problem with corruption in their country. Anyway, it's pretty obvious that European Union by itself is trying to find the ways how to fight corruption. And in the case, if I can mention Slovakia, the state where we are coming from, 78% of Slovaks agree that the corruption is a problem. Now I would like to explain why our mayor decided to put such a project in place. Shortly after he became a mayor, he found out that his competencies are really huge. He also found out that ordinary citizens they start looking at him as the politician. Anyway, he was when he was running for office of the mayor, he was running as an independent candidate, so he is not connected to any party. So he was unhappy about the situation that our citizens saw him as a politician who is in his office because he is trying to get some money for him and his family, and he is trying to do wrong things. He make a decision that he needs to do something to change his opinion, and also he was not happy about the situation that many times during the day he has to pick up the phones his friends or family members were calling him, and they were trying to do some business with him. They were asking him if it's possible to help their friends, if it's possible to start a business with the town and get some money. And also he was having some visits during the day where some people were trying to reach him in person, and they were also trying to talk him into something like that. As we know, every state has a legal protective barrier which should act, has a set of laws which should act as a legal protective barrier for public finances and assets. But holes in this hole in this wall are so big that it's not so difficult to pass through with the full pockets of the money, and you can do it actually if you're smart enough without breaking any laws. So our mayor, he decided to came up with our own rules, which will go voluntary about the mandatory scope set by the law, and this fence should act as a real protective barrier. It should be a complex package of anti-corruption measures, and it should act this way in all areas of the public life, like public finances, public property, public procurement, employee recruiting, contracts and invoices. We were trying to came up with the fence without any holes. So we set up some main project objectives. One of them, it was increase of transparency in the decision-making process far above the mandatory scope set by the law. This way we were trying to reduce potential space for corruption. We were also trying to increase public engagement in governments. This way we were hoping for something like regain public trust in public administration and elected officials. We were hoping for some savings, because we thought transparency can also save in public finances, and we were trying to increase information flow to the citizens. So here's a quick look at the time frame of our project. So our mayor, he became a mayor. He was elected in 2000 in the office in 2007. Shortly afterwards, he decided to change the public opinion, change the situation. In 2008, he proposed his decision that he will try to come with such a project. Of course, we need somebody who can act as an expert in this area. We found the partner in a Slovak branch of well-known international institution, Transparency International. We have to find the money for the audit from this organization, so our town council has to agree on the budget, which was almost 24,000 euros. This was the only time we have any expenses, real expenses with this project. Shortly after the budget was approved by the city council, we can sign the agreement with Transparency International in June 2008. In July 2008, Transparency International, with cooperation of our employees, start in-depth policies audit in our town hall. It was it took 3 months. In September they came out with a report. It was an audit report where they mentioned or where they identified 17 key policies that may have an effect on extent of corruption in our town. Shortly after that, Transparency International prepared another document It was the document which contained a set of anti-corruption recommendations. Later, in 2009, according to the recommendation from Transparency International, we prepared specific anti-corruption measures for our town, which did go far above the law. Afterwards, in March 2009, we prepared some obligatory regulations. Again, these regulations have to be approved by a city council, because if we want to be legal and if we are asking our employees to work according to these regulations, they have to go through the legislative process within our town. In April, these regulations were approved. Yeah, I can start in April. It is important to put principles of transparent being or transparent work in the place from the very beginning. We do have some members of our city council which were not happy with this project, because this project was also cutting down their possibilities, how they can move the money. So our mayor, he came up with a very smart decision. In April 2009, he called up a special sitting of the city council. There was only one thing on the program. It was approval of all the recommendations. We make sure that we did call all the media from the region to take a part at the sitting. The sitting was broadcasted live on the local TV, and this way we want to make sure that our citizens are watching, and on the other side, our members of the city councils, they do feel pressure from the public when they are about to vote for these regulations, and the outcome was very clear. All the members of the city council vote for this project, so we were able to put it in the place. So afterwards, in June, we were able to start training and implementation of these regulations, and shortly in July 2009 we have first electronic auction. I just can run through this slide. In January 2010 we have a first open day in Mayor's office. At the very beginning of the 2010 we carry out a massive campaign. In May 2010 we took a part at the EU conference fighting corruption at the local and regional level. In November 2010 we launched a map of electronic auctions. In January 2011 we have a first electronic market research, and in June 2011 we got some recognition from United Nations. We received a public service award for this project. We were actually winners. We took a first place in category fighting and combating corruption. Shortly after we put the project in the place, we were able to see some positive outcomes. We really saw that we were able to increase transparency. We also increased public involvement in governments and accountability. We start saving some financial resources. Shortly, step by step, we also started to regain some public trust. Because of the project we got a lot of media exposure, and through this exposure of our town we also got some prestige, which leads to more interest from investors, from foreign investors.